Far away in the dark space, many alien ships moved through the stars. They came from different planets and different worlds. But suddenly, something strange happened. A signal came from a small blue planet called Earth. The signal was not like the usual messages the galaxy received. It was strong and clear, and it was a warning. The message from Earth was simple but powerful. It said, "Do not come. We are not safe anymore." The words shocked some aliens, but many others just laughed. They thought humans were weak and small. Why would such a weak planet send a warning to the whole galaxy? The Galactic Council, the leaders of many planets, decided to ignore the message. They said it was probably a mistake or a joke. But some aliens were curious. A small scout ship was sent to Earth to learn the truth. The ship was fast and silent. It moved quietly toward the blue planet. The aliens inside the ship wanted to see why Earth sent such a warning. They hoped to find a peaceful world, maybe even a new friend in the galaxy. As the scout ship moved closer to Earth, everything seemed normal. The planet looked calm from space. The blue oceans and white clouds shone brightly. But when the ship entered Earth's orbit, strange things started to happen. The ship's systems began to fail. The screen showed static, and the voice on the radio disappeared. The aliens tried to send messages back to their home, but no one answered. Suddenly, the ship stopped all movement. Back on Earth, no one knew what was happening to the scout ship. The humans had not sent the signal for fun. They had seen something terrible and wanted to warn others. But now, the aliens who came to listen were silent. The mystery grew deeper. The Galactic Council held a meeting. Many leaders spoke loudly and argued. Some said Earth was a dangerous place. Others believed the humans were only scared and not a real threat. The council decided to send another ship, bigger and stronger. This ship would make contact and show the galaxy that Earth was safe, or that it was weak. The new ship left with many soldiers and scientists. The crew was ready to explore and learn about Earth. They thought this mission would be easy. They expected to find a simple planet, maybe even a new ally. But the closer they got, the more they felt something strange in the air. The same quiet feeling the scout ship had. When the new ship reached Earth's orbit, they heard a single message on their radio. It was a human voice, calm but strong. The message was short and clear. "We warned you." Then silence again. The aliens grew worried. 2 ships were now lost near Earth. No one knew what happened to them. The Galactic Council started to feel fear. What if the humans had something powerful? What if Earth was not what it seemed? Inside the bigger ship, the captain looked at the stars. He knew the mission was more dangerous than anyone thought. The crew prepared their weapons and sensors. They wanted to see if Earth was a threat, or if it was just a quiet planet with scared people. On Earth, things were different. The planet seemed calm, but many humans were watching the stars. They had changed. They had learned secrets about the universe no one else knew. The humans had prepared for the moment the galaxy would come. The warning from Earth was not just words. It was a sign of a new power. The humans were ready to protect their world at any cost. The galaxy did not listen, but Earth's message was clear. The blue planet was not weak anymore. As the alien ship moved closer, it was ready to find the truth. But the truth was waiting on Earth, hidden and silent. The story of Earth's warning had just begun, and the galaxy was about to learn a lesson it would never forget. The news spread quickly through the galaxy. A scout ship had vanished near Earth. But many in the Galactic Council refused to believe it was anything serious. They said losing a small ship was just an accident or a technical failure. After all, humans were weak. Why would a small, quiet planet cause so much trouble? The council leaders called a meeting. They decided to send a bigger, stronger ship this time. It was a warship with many soldiers, scientists, and weapons. Their plan was simple: make contact with Earth, maybe even take control of the planet if needed. The galaxy had never taken humans seriously, and most thought this mission would be easy. The crew on the warship was confident. They laughed about the lost scout ship and prepared for a simple trip. But as they traveled closer to Earth, strange things began to happen. The ship's instruments started acting oddly. The stars seemed to flicker, and the radio signals were weak and strange. Some crew members felt a cold chill, even though space was usually empty and silent. When the warship finally reached Earth's orbit, the crew expected to see a busy, crowded planet. But Earth looked quiet and empty. The oceans shone under the sun, and the cities were dark. No lights, no movement, only silence. Suddenly, the radio crackled to life. A human voice came through. It was calm but firm. The voice said only 3 words: "We warned you." Then the radio went dead again. The captain was confused. Who was the voice? Why did they say those words? The crew tried to send messages back, but Earth never answered again. The Galactic Council was shocked. 2 ships had gone near Earth. One disappeared without a trace. The other sent a strange warning and then became silent. Fear grew among the leaders. What if humans were hiding something dangerous? Some council members wanted to send more ships. Others wanted to avoid Earth completely. The galaxy was divided. No one knew what was happening on the blue planet, but everyone felt the warning was serious. Meanwhile, inside the warship, the soldiers and scientists prepared for the worst. They did not know what to expect. Was Earth a trap? Was it a dangerous planet ready to fight back? Or was it just a peaceful world hiding its secrets? The captain ordered the crew to stay alert. They started scanning the planet carefully. Their sensors picked up strange signals deep under the Earth's surface, signals that looked like machines or energy sources, unlike anything in the galaxy. The crew felt a mix of fear and curiosity. The humans had sent a warning, but no one knew why. What had happened to Earth to make it so silent? The crew wished they could see the truth before it was too late. On Earth, the humans were watching. They had been ready for this moment for a long time. Their warning was not just words, it was a promise. The planet had changed. The humans had changed. They were no longer weak or afraid. The warship moved slowly over the planet. It was clear. Earth was different. Something powerful was hiding in the quiet cities and deep oceans. The humans had sent a warning, and now the galaxy would have to listen. The crew's eyes were wide with fear. The silence of Earth was louder than any battle cry. They knew the warning was real. The story of Earth was only beginning, and the galaxy was about to face a new challenge, one that no one expected. Deep inside a distant star system, far from Earth, a scientist named Zarek watched the events unfold with great worry. Zarek was not like most aliens. He was a curious mind, always asking questions others did not want to ask. For years, he had secretly studied Earth from afar. He collected information, pictures, and strange signals humans sent out. But most of the Galactic Council ignored his warnings. They called him crazy and said Earth was no danger. Zarek believed something dark was happening on Earth. He saw images of strange machines buried underground and pictures of humans with eyes that glowed softly in the dark. He believed humans had discovered a powerful force after their last great war, something that changed them forever. The council, afraid of Zarek's ideas, ordered him to stop his research. They wanted peace and believed ignoring Earth was safer. But Zarek could not stop. He knew the truth was too important. One night, Zarek made a decision. He stole a small ship from his research station and set course for Earth. He wanted to see with his own eyes what was really happening. He hoped to warn the galaxy before it was too late. Zarek's journey to Earth was long and dangerous. He passed through many star systems, hiding from patrols and avoiding detection. When he finally arrived in Earth's orbit, the planet looked peaceful. Blue oceans, green lands, and white clouds. But Zarek felt a strange chill. Something was not right. He landed quietly near a city. The streets were empty and silent. No cars, no people, no sounds of life. It was as if the world had stopped moving. As Zarek walked through the empty city, he heard a soft voice behind him. He turned quickly. A small human child stood there, her eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. She was calm, but her face showed sadness. "We were changed," she said simply. Zarek did not understand. The child explained slowly. After the last great war on Earth, humans found a hidden power inside themselves. They called it neuroforce, a mental energy that could move things, protect cities, and even destroy enemies without weapons. The humans used this power to save their planet, but it changed them. They no longer lived in the open like before. They moved underground, creating cities of light and fire beneath the Earth's surface. They hid from the galaxy because they knew others would try to take their power. Zarek was shocked. He had never imagined humans could be so strong. He wanted to learn more, but before he could ask, a group of humans appeared. They were not angry or violent. Instead, they said they wanted to show Zarek their world. They did not want to kill him. They wanted him to understand. The humans took Zarek deep underground, into a city that shone with glowing walls and humming machines. He saw humans walking with calm strength, their eyes shining with the same light as the child's. The humans told Zarek their story. They warned the galaxy because they did not want war. But if war came, they were ready to fight and win. Zarek realized his mission had changed. He was no longer a simple observer. He had become a messenger, carrying the truth of Earth's new power back to the galaxy. But first, he had to escape the underground city. Humans wanted him to leave with a warning for others, to not underestimate Earth. As Zarek prepared to leave, he felt the weight of a great secret. Earth was no longer a weak planet. It was a force to be reckoned with. The galaxy had ignored the warning too long. Now, the true story was beginning, and no one knew how it would end. Zarek looked at Earth from space. The planet looked calm and peaceful. Blue oceans, green forests, and shining cities under the sun. But he knew that was only the surface. Something hidden waited beneath the calm. He landed his small ship near a quiet city. The streets were empty. No cars moved. No people walked. The silence was strange and deep. Zarek stepped out carefully. His heart beat fast. What would he find? As he walked through the empty city, he felt eyes watching him. Suddenly, a small human child appeared. Her eyes glowed softly like lights in the dark. She looked at Zarek without fear. "We were changed," the child said softly. Zarek wanted to know more. The child said that humans had discovered a great power after their last big war. This power was called neuroforce. It was a mental energy that could move things, protect cities, and destroy enemies without weapons. Humans now lived underground. Their cities were made of light and fire, deep below the Earth's surface. They hid because they knew other aliens wanted to take their power. They were no longer weak. They were strong and ready. Suddenly, a group of humans appeared. They did not attack Zarek. Instead, they said they wanted to show him the truth. They wanted him to understand why Earth sent a warning to the galaxy. The humans took Zarek deep underground. The city was bright and full of life, but in a strange way. Walls glowed with light. Machines hummed quietly. People moved calmly, their eyes shining with power. Zarek saw humans who looked different. Their bodies were stronger, and their minds seemed sharper. They spoke about their history, a great war that nearly destroyed Earth. After that, they learned to use the neuroforce, and it changed them forever. They told Zarek that Earth had warned the galaxy to stay away. It was not a threat, at first. But if anyone came to attack, humans would fight back with everything they had. Zarek wanted to ask more questions, but the humans said it was time for him to leave. They gave him a warning to take back to the Galactic Council. Do not underestimate Earth. Do not come again. Zarek left the underground city and returned to his ship. He felt the weight of what he had learned. Earth was no longer the weak planet the galaxy thought it was. It was a new power, hiding in the shadows. As Zarek flew away from Earth, he knew one thing for sure. The galaxy had ignored Earth's warning for too long. Now the story was just beginning. The silence of Earth was dangerous. And soon, the whole galaxy would hear the truth. Zarek's ship moved fast away from Earth. His mind was full of questions. The humans had changed. They were not like before. They had found a power called neuroforce, a mental energy that made them strong and dangerous. But what did this mean for the galaxy? Zarek remembered what the human child had said. We were changed. He thought about the underground cities glowing with light and fire. Earth was no longer a peaceful world. It was a planet of hunters. The humans told him their story. A long time ago, Earth had a great war. It was a war that nearly destroyed everything. But from that destruction, humans found a new way to survive. They learned to use the neuroforce, an energy inside their minds. With it, they could move objects without touching them, protect themselves with invisible shields, and even strike down enemies with a simple thought. Because of this power, humans had changed. They were stronger, faster, and smarter. Their eyes glowed softly in the dark. They no longer needed weapons like guns or ships for war. Their minds were their greatest weapon. Zarek realized the humans' warning was serious. They had sent the message not to scare others, but to protect themselves. They wanted the galaxy to stay away. If anyone came to fight, the humans would not run. They would become hunters. But why hide underground? Zarek asked the humans. They said the galaxy would never understand. Many would try to steal their power. So humans built hidden cities deep below the surface, places full of light and energy where they could live and train. Zarek saw their underground homes. The walls glowed with a warm light. Machines hummed softly. People moved calmly, their eyes bright and full of power. They were ready for anything. He also learned that humans did not want to start a war. They only wanted peace, but they would fight if attacked. The humans had warned the galaxy many times. The signal from Earth was a final call for peace. The galaxy had not listened. Zarek knew he had to carry this truth back to the Galactic Council. He had to tell them that Earth was no longer a weak planet. It was a force that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. But leaving Earth was not easy. The humans watched him closely. They did not want him to leave without a warning. Tell the galaxy, they said, do not attack Earth or face destruction. Zarek promised he would deliver their message. He climbed into his ship and looked back one last time. The blue planet was quiet, but he knew it hid a great power. As his ship flew away from Earth, Zarek felt a mix of fear and hope. The galaxy was about to change forever. The humans were no longer the prey. They were the hunters now. Zarek prepared his ship to return home. He carried the warning of Earth, a warning the galaxy could no longer ignore. While Zarek was still on Earth, the Galactic Council was making big plans. They did not believe his warnings. They thought Earth was still a weak planet, full of scared humans hiding underground. The Council decided to send a large war fleet to Earth. They wanted to take control of the planet's new power for themselves. The fleet was huge. Many big ships filled with soldiers, weapons, and advanced machines. The leaders said this mission would show the galaxy who was really strong. They did not expect any trouble. After all, Earth had sent only warnings, not attacks. But the war fleet was wrong. As the fleet moved closer to Earth, the silence from the planet felt heavier. The soldiers on the ships whispered about the strange signals they picked up, signals full of power and warning. Some felt afraid, but they were told to stay strong. Zarek tried to stop the fleet. He sent messages, begged the leaders to listen, but they ignored him. The Council believed they could control Earth easily. They wanted the power for themselves. When the fleet reached Earth's orbit, the soldiers prepared for battle. They looked down at the quiet planet below, ready to land and take what they wanted. Then something happened no one expected. A single human ship appeared out of nowhere. It was small and fast. It moved silently through the fleet. The fleet's soldiers were confused. They fired their weapons, but nothing could stop the human ship. With a simple thought, the human ship destroyed one of the largest warships in seconds. It moved like lightning, taking down ship after ship. The fleet had never seen such power. The soldiers panicked. They tried to fight back, but the human ship was too strong. It was as if the humans used their minds to control the battle. The fleet began to retreat, but the human ship followed them. The galaxy was watching in shock. Earth had shown its true power, and it was terrifying. Zarek watched from his ship. He knew the humans were ready to protect their world. The warnings had been ignored for too long. Now Earth was no longer a planet to fear. It was a planet to respect. The war fleet returned to the Galactic Council with a message. Earth is not weak. Earth is the most powerful world in the galaxy. The leaders were silent. They had made a mistake. They had ignored the warning. Zarek thought about the future. The galaxy had changed forever. The humans were no longer hiding. They were standing tall, ready for whatever came next. The story of Earth was no longer a secret. The galaxy had to listen. The Galactic Council was silent. They had never imagined Earth's power. Now, they knew they could no longer ignore the warning. The humans were strong, and they would fight to protect their world. Zarek stood before the council, his eyes serious. He told them everything he had seen and learned. The underground cities, the neuroforce, the human strength. He warned that Earth was no longer a place to attack. It was a place to respect. But not all leaders listened. Some still wanted to control Earth's power. They planned secret missions, spies, and even attacks. They believed they could win. But the humans were watching. They were ready. On Earth, humans trained every day. They studied their power, making it stronger. They prepared their minds and bodies. They built machines that worked with their neuroforce. They were united like never before. When the first small attack came, the humans responded quickly. The attackers thought they would find an easy target. Instead, they found a force they could not defeat. The humans moved with speed and power. Their minds controlled machines, weapons, and even the environment. They protected their cities with shields of energy. The attackers were defeated before they could understand what hit them. The galaxy watched in amazement. Earth's warning was clear now. Do not attack or face destruction. The Galactic Council finally agreed. They sent a message to Earth, asking for peace. They wanted to learn from humans, not fight them. Zarek smiled. The galaxy was changing. Humans had earned respect, not because of weapons or ships, but because of their courage and power. Earth's warning had been clear all along. The galaxy had ignored it for too long. Now the story was ending, but a new chapter was beginning. The humans looked to the stars, ready for the future. They were no longer just a small blue planet. They were a new power in the galaxy, strong and proud. And the galaxy had no choice but to listen. After the fierce battle in space, the galaxy was changed forever. The Galactic Council had learned a hard truth. Earth was not a weak planet. It was a new power, one that demanded respect. For many years, the humans had hidden their true strength. But now, the secret was out, and the galaxy could no longer ignore them. Zarek returned to Earth one last time before leaving. He walked through the glowing underground cities, watching humans train and prepare. Their eyes shone with confidence, their minds sharp and strong. These were no longer the humans of old. They were protectors of their world and guardians of a new future. The humans told Zarek stories of their history, the wars they had fought, the sacrifices they had made, and the power they had earned through hard work and courage. They explained that their neuroforce was not just a weapon, but a responsibility. With great power came great care. They wanted peace, but they would never be weak again. The Galactic Council sent envoys to Earth, not as conquerors, but as students. They came to learn from the humans, to understand the neuroforce and the strength of the human spirit. Old enemies became allies. The galaxy started to change, slowly but surely. Earth became a symbol of hope and power. The humans reached out to other worlds, sharing knowledge and building friendships. They used their strength to protect those who could not protect themselves. Slowly, fear turned into respect. Zarek watched all of this with pride. He had been right to believe in Earth's power. He had been right to warn the galaxy. But he also knew the story was not over. The universe was big, and new challenges would come. But now, humanity was ready. The stars above Earth shone brighter than ever. The blue planet had spoken its warning. And now it was a beacon of strength. The galaxy had finally listened.